I'm author Sarah A. Chrisman, and this is my husband Gabriel, and today we're going to talk to you about different ways people read, the difference between skimming and scanning something and really reading deeply. So there's a big difference between scanning something and actually reading it deeply. And it's not that there's not a place for skimming in the world, because we all do it. There's a time and a place for just scanning written material to find out the exact information you need. There are times when you want to do that. But there are also a lot of times when you want to really engage deeply with a written text so that you can really get the most out of it. And this isn't just if you're in school. This is if you are in life, the world, and you want to understand this fantastic world that surrounds us better through the medium of books and other written texts. And you're really only going to do that if you engage deeply with them. So, what are some methods of engaging deeply? I ask my favorite librarian.
So, if you have your own books, one of the most important methods of engaging with a text is to take notes. And it's usually easiest and most effective to take the notes in the book itself. Yes. One of my most treasured possessions that I have is a copy of Hume's, or is it? It's actually, no, it's Utilitarianism by John Stuart Mill. And it has notes in it from my grandfather, or my great-grandfather actually, and my grandmother. And they both were taking their own notes about their own ideas, and it's sort of this dialogue both with the author, but then with multiple generations of my family and their thoughts on the text. And that is one way. Now, I don't recommend you do this in books you don't own, but that's part of why it is important to own your own copies of these important books, whatever ones are important to you, is so that you can do research in this sort of way and just engage with the text, put down your own thoughts so that you can connect with it.
It's really a form of time travel, because you're getting to converse with your great-grandfather and your grandmother.
Yes.
All these generations coming together through these written words.
And in one book.
In one book.
Yes.
Yes. And I can't top that. But I'm going to show you a book that was a research book for, this is a nonfiction book, but it went into some of my novels. And I just wanted to show you how many notes I take on the books that I use for researching my novel. There's a lot of my own little commentary on them. So I don't know if you can see that, but if you read Trip and a Tumble, this one got used for that one, and it got marked up a lot in the process, and that's how I write my books. There was actually a whole table full of various books that went into that one novel, and they're all marked up that way. So what else could we do to read deeply?
Another really good method is to read passages out loud to someone else and discuss it. And this is a way of taking that written text and bring it back into the spoken world. And
we do this all the time.
Yes.
He read me the entire Patrick O'Brian Master and Commander series twice. The series is this long.
But you don't have to read the entirety of something to someone to help read or engage deeply with it. You can take just a selection and read that and discuss that. And it's something that it's done in book clubs, of course, but you can do this just on an individual basis as well. But it also is just really a good thing to be able to discuss a book with someone else. It's another way to engage with that book and get those ideas flowing and try to actually see all of what's included in that book.
And even if you don't have someone to discuss it with right at that moment, you can either take notes to discuss it with someone later, or You can even read passages aloud and just stop and reflect about them yourself, because there is something very special about hearing these words spoken out loud, and it really gives you a chance to think about them a lot more than if you're just quickly reading them. And that's another favorite method of mine for helping myself think about things. So I hope you're all reading things deeply and thinking about them and enjoying the wonderful world that books open up for all of us. And I hope you're reading my books too. Happy reading!